Welcome back to Spaz Fish, and today I'm getting the 250 right behind you guys set up and ready. Filtration's going already. I'll show you guys how that's going and how it's working, and I'll show you obviously the finished product of this tank. I'm still not saying what's going in there, trying to keep it a little bit of a surprise for you guys. Here's pretty much almost the finished product. I'm still doing a canopy, that'll be later on. I just wanted to get this tank set up and ready for fish. I think it actually looks awesome. Let me show you real quick. Got these overflows put in. Obviously, I said before I was painting them black, so actually in person you can almost see them, and the video is coming up lighter. And this is my return. It's a spray bar, and I have it spraying straight down. I don't know if you guys can see, but what it's causing is it's coming down from the it's coming down from the return straight down and causing this kind of turbulence, and in hopes that it'll push up any dirt, anything, you know, feces, detritus, leftover food, pushes it up and hopefully goes through the overflows. All right, let's get down here and I'll show you what I have going for the filtration. So here's where my overflows are dumping. I just put these things on. They're just thick cloth, fake grass. That's just so I don't have a bunch of spray. And then this is the moving bed filter, which is still not seated, so not all of it's moving, but it's doing a pretty good job. And I know it doesn't look like it, but under there's a bunch that are still moving. Obviously, I have my 2 socks here. That's the bigger stuff. And I'm still trying to figure this out, why it's so high, but I'm sure I will. And this other side is the normal sump, which I said before, they're connected right there. Overflows right into here. And in here, got some ceramic balls that are going here, this whole chamber. And over here, there'll be some ceramic blocks. Got the heaters going there and the pump, obviously right to the return. And that's the heater controller. I'm actually liking these. Those heaters are titanium from bulk resupply. Titanium, so they won't short out, they won't kill your fish. And obviously, since I have a sump, I can have them down here and not have to have them up in the tank. Keeps the tank pretty empty. What I'm going to do now is get the media that I've been cycling in the big tank, in the 1700 gallon, get that and put it in the sumps. And also I have some right below you guys, I have some ceramic balls that I have from other tanks. I'm just going to quickly rinse them out really good and put them in those. Those are not seeded, so they're not good. They'll be good. They just don't have any beneficial bacteria alive in them. So I just got to rinse them, put them in the sump. And you guys can see me struggle getting these ceramic blocks, so I don't know how many I threw in there and how many are where they're at. So I know I put a bunch on the far side and I put some in here. We'll see how many I have, and then I'll just stack them here in the sump. That's the only established media I have. The moving bed, the K1 filter, I did seed. I had it floating in a bag in that tank also. But I don't think it's fully seeded, so we'll have to see with that. I'm not too worried. I'm not putting any fish in here super soon. I am gonna put fish in here just to get the tank cycled, and we'll see how that goes. Also, I'm using a bucket here to collect all my media and has some water in there, so it doesn't die out if I take too long. This media should be well seated. I've had it in here about 2 months, maybe 3. I don't know if you guys can see in the video, but I'm sure the big tank's getting a little grimy because I'm moving all this, some of this detritus out of the way. So we do have some other media and bags here, but I'm keeping that for other things, just in case I need a cycle one. The bag stuff, smaller ceramic cylinders are easier to put in canister filters. Some of the roots of the plants have grabbed onto these. Alright, I think I got all of it. Yep. I didn't realize I had so many bags of the other stuff. That's good. So I'm ready for another tank. Alright, here we go. I gotta put these in. Yes, I know my acrylic sump looks kind of scratched up, but it's not a display tank, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm gonna need to get more of these. I definitely don't have enough to what I want to do, but we'll get these in there. Let me show you one of these. So let's see if we can get, so you can see all those pores. That's all the good stuff for the bacteria to get into. Obviously the bacteria is microscopic, so we'll see. Actually, we won't see. I'm not getting a microscope, guys. Obviously, these two tanks are the same temperature, so they shouldn't be killing any bacteria switching. I'm sorry if my big head's in the way. Trying to get the best angle here. Alright, so maybe I'll go one more row. That looks good. So I only got a couple left. Like I said, I'll be getting more of this, and then I like to alternate. Trying to get the best water flow through these. So obviously any air gaps or water gaps is best. And that's it for this media. And here I'm gonna get this ready to rinse out the other ones. Alright, gotta get this media rinsed out. It badly needs it. And I gotta remember, rinse new stuff. Or rinse clean stuff. Just gonna throw a bunch in here and then grab them out. This is from the old 250 gallon. I had 2 sumps on that one. So I got a lot left over, and obviously a little bit lazy. I didn't rinse it out before I put it away. I'm not doing anything special, guys. I'm just stirring these around and shaking them around and getting as much as I can out of them. Not sure how much I'm gonna need, but we'll throw these in and then we'll see how much. Alright, we got a quarter bucket. See how much this fills up. And I have a feeling I'm gonna need a lot more. You see some will float, but that's just because they haven't gotten waterlogged. Eventually they all sink to the bottom. I'm making a mess. That's why I always keep the towel down here. Oh yeah, I could probably get a bucket full of these and fill this. Man, that one's not going down. Not too worried, but it's all gonna do the same thing. Alright, let me get this. I'll get some more out of here, and then I'll get back to you guys once I get this all in there. Alright, Got this put in. Big tip though, if you have one fish tank or 300 fish tanks, get yourself a towel, especially when you're working around the filters or the tank. Just lets you clean that up real quick, or a mop, but I like using the towel. I have a mop too right there. I just like using the towel, gets it up faster. So you can see, actually took almost all I had. So I want to say maybe 2 bucketfuls, 2 5-gallon bucketfuls, if not more. I didn't use all of it, but most of it's in here. And then I had decided to throw that other media I had in there. I figure it's not gonna hurt until I get some more of this stuff, which is these cylinder tile ceramic. Cylinder. I don't know what they call those, but I call them ceramic cylinders. All those are. So this whole section here is all seeded bacteria, and it's gonna help me cycle this tank. This is pretty much fresh, and then the moving bed is pretty much fresh. I only had the moving bed in that tank for about 3 weeks, so I'm sure it got some of it, but. And then, yep, that's it. I got it almost how I want it. Like I said, I want to fill that area up just to almost to the very top of that water line. This is supposed to be submerged media, so you don't want it under that water line. And I'll do a little explanation here. So as you guys can see right there, that's my overflow. I'm not sure. It's just an overflow for the sump. This is to get it ready for what I want to do is that constant drip system. So I'll have dripping going on in the main tank, and then that fresh new water will get all mixed in with this, and then obviously once the water level gets up to there, it just drains. It goes down to my crawl space all the way to my sump. I still got to do a lot of things for that. I'm trying to get 55-gallon barrels down there, and I'm gonna be storing RODI water, so I gotta get that going. And obviously the drip that's going into this tank is gonna be straight from the RODI filter. But I just put these sponges in for now. I'll probably cut them later. They are doing a little bit of something, getting all those particles. Yep. Oh, and also this float here is no longer operational. This is just when I got the sump, it was there. So I'm just using it. I didn't cut it off, or I didn't want to plug that hole yet. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care if it's there. It does absolutely nothing. And then here, I did find out a little bit. So you guys remember how I told you I was going to drill here, put a one-way valve, and then have a little hose so I can get this overflow primed. But I'm assuming that the hose was too small, or I just don't have the lung capacity to suck that water down. So what I ended up doing is on these standoffs, obviously, like I said before, I took the caps off. I don't need them. They're not loud. And then what I did is just poured water down here, and it's got both the overflows primed. Same thing this one. Just poured water down there and they got them primed. And then now every time the pump shuts off or I shut it off, as soon as the system gets going again, water comes in through the return and it goes down the overflows. You don't have to set anything. They'll kick on by themselves, or they'll start off by themselves. Also, not to give them any props, but I'm using these Harbor Freight lights. I bought 4 of them. I thought I was gonna need them, but these 2 I think are doing just fine, especially with that white tile floor. it brightens it up pretty good. I think they are 5,500 lumens each. Nothing special. I'm sure they weren't expensive. But like I said, future for this is getting a canopy on this tank, which obviously will match the stand. And same thing in here. My father actually got me these Harbor Freight lights just to, like, when I'm working under here, I can see. Nothing special to them. Lights are on the timer. Not these. These are just manual. But they are on a timer on the top. So I have them set. I still have to figure this out. I think I'm gonna maybe try lowering the water level. I'm not sure, but I will have it figured out. It's not causing any issues. It's not leaking. Let me turn that back on. It's not leaking out of the sump. Because, and that's kind of what I like about these Tupperware, is this lid. I have these socks right here. Well, obviously you see these channels here. So anytime this overflows or gets splashed with water, all that water just goes back in through all the channels. I like that. But I do have to fix this. So this one is the shorter run of the overflow. So I'm assuming that's why. Like I said, this one has a lot more gallons per hour is flowing through it, but that one does have a little bit going through it. I mainly did 2 of them just in case. Just, you know, if this one gets clogged or that one gets clogged, they should, one of them should hold up to what I'm pumping in there. And like I said, I did these to stop the splashing, but this right now, these bubbles aren't helping. And I don't know if I showed it earlier, but yeah, I did show it earlier. So I got 2 air stones. I actually got a pump in there. Try and figure out which way I want to go. So they're all on this, I think it's a Higer air pump. It's got battery backup, or you can actually take it, you know, if you're going fishing or something, you can take it. Right now I'm using it as the main pump, but my idea is possibly take these 2 air stones that are in there and put them in here. I got those right now. They're all going to the same pump. But the reason I do this is, like I said before, my house loses power a lot. And if I'm not home or anything like that, these air pumps keep pumping air, which the air itself is not doing, you know, too much, but the air exchange happening up here. You know, these bubbles popping, gets this water moving, it gets that oxygen into the water, and obviously that's good for the fish. So I want to get those air stones up here. I am currently looking for a centerpiece piece of driftwood, probably put it on a slate or a rock or something, because it probably won't sink. I just want to have one centerpiece in there. And then right now this tank will probably get my peacock bass in there, which is this guy in here. See, I told you guys it got cloudy. That's just from moving that filter around. Let's see, where is he at? Oh, there he is. So I'm gonna put this guy in there. It's a little too small for in here, but he's holding his own. But I want to put him in that 250 just to grow him out a little bit more, and obviously get this tank cycled really fast. I can pretty much put the bass in there or any fish in there right now. I'm just gonna give it about probably a day or two and put something in there. And then over here, sorry about the mess over here. I will have this fixed one day, but I ended up throwing the rest of those ceramic balls and at least get those seated, and then I can put them in any other filter also. I will explain more about this tank later on, it's just I got a mess. I got a mess going on. I got to clean it up. And once I do all that and get it situated, I'll explain exactly how I did a couple of these things. I know I had a video on it, but I'll explain a little bit more and you guys will get more of it. And, oh, yeah, the lights are turning off. I picked up these silver dollars and they're doing pretty good. I know this tank's supposed to be my daughter's piranha tank, and it will be. I'm trying to get another tank, put some of these guys in, and down there I do have her piranhas. They obviously, right now they're small, so they don't like the open space, but there's 10 in there. And I promise you this tank's cleaner than it looks. I just did a water change the other day. I'm gonna do one soon, sometime this week. Same thing with these. These still get a water change. I don't have excellent filtration on these. Unlike this one, this 1700 gallon, I've done water changes, but I don't need to as much. So really, probably in springtime, summertime, I'll do a really large water change. But these plants do wonders. They clean up this water really good. I still check the tank, check the parameters, but nothing changes. It stays the same. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. If you guys have any questions, just don't hesitate to comment below. Since I don't have a huge following right now, it's really easy for me to comment back or reply back to your comments. So please, if you have any questions, I'll do the best I can to answer them, or I'll point you in the right direction. And thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you Monday.